Welcome back to Homesteading with the Zimmermans, where we work hard and play hard on our little corner of land in Iowa. My husband and I were born and raised Old Order Mennonite, or horse and buggy Mennonite, as some refer to them as. And although we are no longer part of that culture or community, we are intentional about passing on the old-fashioned skills of our childhood to the next generation.
Hello, this is Ruth Ann Zimmerman here for Homesteading with the Zimmermans. In today's video, I will be showing you a little bit of a mix and match of our favorite hot summer home remedies, recipes, and also how we trim our black raspberries. And we are in the dead center of summer. The corn all around us, the acres and acres of cornfields are in tassels. And anytime, every year when we get to this point of the summer, our humidity levels just skyrocket and temperatures start to creep toward the 90s. And I know that's not very hot for those of you in the southern hemisphere, but we think that's pretty hot. But it's like living in a giant greenhouse. When that happens, we slow down. Our AC, our central air, is not hooked up this summer because of a remodel project. So we have found it very interesting watching our family acclimate to these temperatures. Everybody has slowed down, and well, maybe the younger crowd, they're in and out of the pool a lot. So they haven't slowed down a lot. But we are trying to get our outside work done in the morning and then again in the evening. And in today's video, I am going to show you how we make our favorite hydrating tea to keep everybody hydrated, because when you sweat, and when you sweat a lot, you lose more than just fluids. You're losing minerals in potassium. And to prevent headaches, we try to make sure that we are drinking fluids that have minerals and potassium in. So this takes place of any Gatorade or Powerade that we would ever need to buy. Anything with electrolytes. We don't need to buy anything with electrolytes because we understand what whole food ingredients go into something like this to help you recover when you've been outside and working lots and sweating lots. So the first thing I do to make my dehydrating tea is I bring about 2 cups of water to an almost boiling point. And then I got some loose leaf tea. This is ginger peach. And we find the ginger to be very, very refreshing. And I don't have, because it's loose leaf, and I don't have a strainer fine enough to pour the hot water over, I'm just gonna make my own little tea bag here, and I'm gonna put about 4 tea bags worth of loose leaf tea in this coffee filter. And I'm gonna tie it up with some cotton string.
Put it in the hot water, right?
And then we're gonna put it in the hot water. That's correct.
Won't it like old paper will like soak off and it'll fall apart?
No, it won't fall apart because coffee filters, I mean it would if you would squeeze it real hard. So now we're just gonna put that in there in that hot water.
Then it'll turn into tea?
Yep, it's gonna turn into tea.
How much tea will it have?
I'll make a whole gallon of tea today.
How much? Like how much is that?
A whole gallon?
Yeah.
That is
how much
4
of these?
quarts. Oh, I just need 1 of these, but then I'm gonna add some green tea too. 4 bags of green tea. Alright, this is garbage.
It's hydrating tea, right?
Yep, this is gonna be hydrating tea. It's
The
gonna
one
be
that's like
peach.
peach.
Yep, it's gonna be peach. Okay, now we're just gonna let that sit for about 15 minutes. You have to turn the timer all the way past the 15.
To 20, and then I put it
and
to
then
15.
turn it back to 15, yeah. Otherwise it won't ring.
Like right here?
Yep.
And then
Turn it back to 15.
back to 15.
There you go. When the timer goes, we can take the tea bags out.
And then we can drink some?
Not yet.
Whoa!
You got it?
Yep.
So we did open up our bag of peach tea because we didn't think it was brewing well enough in that little pouch. So we opened it up, and now we've decided we're going to pour it through there. We're going to pour it through this coffee filter.
Okay, let me do it.
Are you ready?
It doesn't fall off. Isn't the... Oh yeah, it won't. Why do we have to put it through the bag?
Because we don't want pieces in our tea.
Yeah, but we can just use the strainer.
I think still some pieces would go through.
Looks like pieces go through because the bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how much honey do we add into it?
Oh, just a bunch.
Let's add extra.
Extra honey.
So it's better. Now I'm gonna go and get a shirt on.
Okay. So when you sweat, your body loses minerals like potassium and salt. Remember how your sweat tastes salty?
Oh yeah.
So honey has potassium in and lots of other helpful minerals.
And add sugar.
Yeah, and it makes it sweet. And then we're gonna put a whole teaspoon of salt in.
Jeez, that's a lot of salt.
And then we're going to put lemon juice in too. But first let me stir the honey around to get it mixed in.
Looks like the salt is sugar.
You never want to put your honey in when your tea is still very hot.
Why?
Because it can kill the minerals and the nutrients in the honey. You don't want to put your honey in when the tea is boiling.
Then it won't be hydrating.
That's right, and it won't be hydrating. So the honey adds potassium and minerals, and then we add the salt. For more minerals, we add the mineral salt. And that helps your body stay hydrated better than just plain water. Okay, now you may squeeze the lemons
Honey
in.
is better than water.
Harrison, use your two hands. Now
Yes,
look,
hold
hold
on
the
to
jar with one hand so it doesn't go. There you go.
This is what makes it sour, that it's not...
Okay, now let me. Okay,
Why
wait.
doesn't this go down?
Oh, it will. Hang on.
No. Can it?
Okay, now wait. Okay, stop now. No, look, I'm gonna pour some water through there to help the lemon juice go down.
Salty. Salty, salty.
Okay, is it all mixed?
Can I put it in? Like a scoop. Like this?
Yep.
No?
You can put all of this ice in.
No.
Mix it around. Okay, now we're going
Now
to
we put water in.
we're going to fill up the rest of the way with water.
Okay, now let's mix. You had a long time mixing too. We made a big mess.
Now go get some cups and put some ice in. That's good. Is that good?
Yeah. I was like, I'm still taller. Then I looked down. Oh, no, it is.
Did you find a cool spot, Cupid? The next thing I'm going to show you in today's video is how to prevent swimmer's ear. Now, I grew up swimming in the river. I grew up on the banks of the Conestoga Creek, and swimming in the river was just a daily thing. Getting swimmer's ear was no fun. And what happens is as kids, when we go under the water and we're doing all kinds of acrobatic movements under the water, water goes into your ear, and then when it doesn't drain out, bacteria grows and you're going to get an ear infection. It's very painful, not fun at all, and I'm sure some of you have experienced it. And on the rare occasion, I remember one time my mom taking, it was either me or one of my siblings, to the doctor, because she was not one to run to the doctor at all. But on this one occasion, she took one of us to the doctor for swimmer's ear, and he gave her this very, very simple home remedy that we used ever after that, and none of us ever got swimmer's ear after that. So that's what I'm going to show you next. 2 very simple ingredients. Okay, for the swimmer's ear remedy that our old family doctor taught us when I was the same age that my children are now, you need 2 very simple household ingredients. You need rubbing alcohol, because what will happen is the rubbing alcohol will mix with the water that's in the ear, and then it will evaporate, because that's what rubbing alcohol does. And then the other thing that you need is white vinegar. The distilled white vinegar will change, it will make the water that's left in the ear acidic, and bacteria cannot grow in a high acid environment. So there it is, real simple. So I've got a bottle of each, and you need 1 part of each. So this was what we did at home growing up. So let me see. This is 16 ounces. So I'm going to pour 8 ounces into, half of this would be 8 ounces. So I'm going to pour 8 ounces into my measuring cup. So now this is half empty. And this rubbing alcohol is also 16 ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour the rubbing alcohol into the white vinegar. So now I've got swimmer's ear solution in here. And then I'm going to take this white vinegar and pour it into the bottle of rubbing alcohol. Hey Kendrick, are you done swimming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that rubbing alcohol?
Rubbing alcohol and white vinegar. So now we're going to label them, of course, so that we don't use them for anything else. All right, so then what we're going to do. The vinegar helps bring the acid level up inside your ear so bacteria can't grow. So we just pour a little bit into the cap. Okay, you ready? And then we pour some into the ear. It's only a couple drops. It feels like I put a lot in, doesn't it? And you just count about to 10. When you get to 10, you can dump it out.
Where should I dump it out in?
Yep, just turn your head the other way and it'll come out. Now we're going to do this one.
Wait, do you have to do both?
Yeah. Okay, count to 10 and then you can dump it out. So on a day where they are in and out of the pool all day, I would just do this once at night before they go to bed. But say if we go to the river or to the lake, I will do it immediately after we come home. So the other thing I'm going to show you is smoothie bowls, which are the perfect summer lunchtime meal. And I've been showing these on Instagram and people have been asking, how do you make your smoothie bowls? So here, real quickly, is how we make smoothie bowls. So we are making smoothie bowls for lunch. And we start with frozen strawberries and frozen bananas. And we're going to add some frozen raspberries today too. And then we're going to add just a little bit of milk to get it started. And a little bit of vanilla. And we're going to blend it all together. Because these smoothies are for the boys, I need to make sure I add a bunch of protein. So I'm using whey protein today, but sometimes I use some homemade Greek yogurt as a base, and then that adds enough protein. So we haven't added any sweetener to these smoothie bowls, but we do top with a generous helping of maple syrup or raw honey. And now I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how and why we trim our black raspberries. So it is high time to prune my black raspberries. As you can see, they are about to take over the entire garden. You see all the way down here. We're not going to be able to mow this week until we get this trimmed. And here's what we're after. This was last year's prune. You can see I pruned there last year and then it branched out all these ways and produced berries. So we're going to do the same thing this year. So if you look in through here, you can see all the old branches dying back. These are all the ones that bore fruit this year. They were pruned last year, they bore fruit this year, now they're dying back. And all these new canes are next year's producing canes. So what we want to do is we want to trim these new canes off, just like this. And then because this is next year's producing canes, what's going to happen is because I pruned this, it's going to send out like 4 or 5 new shoots. So instead of having 1 producing cane, I'll have 5 producing canes next spring. And I take them down to, I could take this one down a little further. And we do this as soon as they're done producing berries. As soon as they're done producing berries, we'll trim them, because all these new branches that are going to grow, they need time to get hard and woody before winter sets in. Any branches that are not hard and woody before winter sets in are going to die back in the winter, and you'll lose branches that could bear fruit. So here, like this one has not been pruned, but here you can see where it's already starting to turn woody. All these little spots on here, little purple spots, that's where the branch is turning woody. But we need to trim this one, and then it'll send out 4 more shoots, and then that's the ones that we need to get woody. And then I trim them and tuck them under the wire just to keep it more organized.
Now for other garden news, the sweet corn is ready, and we have all been enjoying it immensely. And if the sweet corn's ready, that means very likely we have some very, very warm days. And with our AC not hooked up this summer, we are finding many other ways to beat the heat. And we've slowly acclimated to the temperatures, and nobody's really complaining anymore after a day or two of 90 degrees. The heat definitely has not put a damper of any kind on the boys' imagination. And even in all this heat, the animals still need to be taken care of, and the milk still needs to be taken care of. Tom and Jerry have started having some time in the pasture without their halters on and without being, pulled around by the boys. They have enjoyed getting to know our fattening cows and just having some free time to explore on their own. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's video. Thank you everybody who has subscribed to our channel. Thank you for commenting and sharing our channel. And remember, you will find the links to the things I used and the recipes in the description.